Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, finally back with part 2 of my top footballing dreams. Sorry about that. Trying to avoid the call at the moment. I'll go away in a sec, sorry. Yeah, sorry. So, my top footballing dreams, as I was talking about, I did deliberately turn my phone off, but now I've got Facebook calls, so I don't know what to do. Anyway, sorry. I'll try and focus. Another embarrassing moment. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, so talking about some of my dreams for football, trying not to go too red. And anyway, hope you're well wherever you are, and I'm going to try and crack on with the list. I hope you check out part 1, and also look out for part 3 when it comes out. And so here goes. So yeah, sorry. Number 11, as I say, continuing on from my list from part 1. I often have this habit of trying to think of a list of 30 ideas, but yeah, so hopefully I'll get through 30 ideas, or 30 dreams in this case. But yeah, so number 11, as a fan of Italian football, which is known to be really defensive, I'd love Italian football to be more attacking, attack-minded, and that sort of thing. So yeah, so I'd love to change Italian football to make it more attacking, as well as like challenging football hooliganism and prejudice and things like that. So yeah, so hopefully changing Italian football to be more attack-minded, and also like challenge football hooliganism or crime or things like that. And also, as I talked before about like football for good, and also like to tackle some of the prejudice and violence and all that in Italian football, and like to discourage Italian fans and Celtic fans from being involved in football hooliganism or any form of crime. Like maybe even to like encourage Italian football fans and Celtic fans to like work with the police and the law and the government to like sort of to work on tackling prejudice or hooliganism or things like that in football, make football grounds more family friendly, and tackle violence and crime and corruption and things like that in football. I'd also love like Italian football to be tax exempt and things like that, or football related activity to be tax exempt, like from the Italian government, to like sort of encourage investment and things like that. And that sort of thing. Number 12, I'd love to encourage Italian football and Celtic like to practice more together. And I know I've mentioned this before, so please forgive me for repeating some of the points. But yeah, definitely to encourage them to practice together in terms of football and yeah, especially at youth level, which hopefully will benefit teams in the future. Number 13, I've got to admit, like some of I normally choose a negative thing for the number 13, but I got to admit, like some people say, I know I've done videos about some of the negative sides of Italian football, even though I'm a fan, but it can be known to be a bit defensive or boring or things like that. And also, yeah, some of the prejudice and racism and things like that, which I think is a shame. And as an anti-imperialist, it does feel a bit strange being a Italian fan, but because I supported them so long when I was young, and I was just finding out about football and the World Cup and things like that, I sort of stuck with them. But yeah, so I feel that it's a bit of a prejudice to support Italian football, because I've got to admit it's not necessarily the most ethical, but hopefully it will change to do more positive things. On that note, number 14, I'd love to, like, as I say, do good through football, fundraising, solving problems, fundraising like medical care for poor people around the world, and just as hosting as many football fundraising and charity events as possible. And again, I'd love to create like the M.K.S Cup and things like that, or tournaments or leagues which bring people together, build bridges, and have teams that I support or love to play against, support and love rather, to play against each other. And like hopefully that will help them to practice, especially again at youth level, which is the future. Like the more practice they have, hopefully the better they'll be in the future. Number 15, hopefully I'll be able to put my thoughts onto paper again, like I said, and go to some of these teams I support and discuss my ideas about football. And like I'd love to go to different charities and schools around the world, and like especially dyslexia friendly schools in Africa and Asia, but especially in Italy as well, in terms of football anyway, to like play football and like raise awareness of football, of dyslexia, sorry, through football in Italy, and also at Celtic. And again, like have you football matches on YouTube and that sort of thing. Number 16. On that note, like I'd love to have like charity football matches with fellow YouTubers who are into football, and maybe even get more people into football and things like that. But also, and I'm sure that would be an idea FIFA would be into, because they're interesting, because they want to get more people into football as well. So maybe even people who don't normally play football could get into football to like do football for good and that sort of thing. But hopefully mainly towards the benefit of the teams I support, and but also to fundraise for charity and things like that. And hopefully I'll remember my train of thoughts. But yeah, so like that's what I was going to say. I wrote to a lot of YouTubers, but I didn't quite get any replies. But I tried some reverse psychology, and I was like a little bit cheeky. Kind of I sort of said, if I put a team together, I bet my team will beat yours. So it's like kind of trying to get them to like, it's like fighting talk, but that was just like trying to use some reverse psychology. So I was going to apologize if my message came across a bit rude, which it wasn't really. It was just meant to be a bit cheeky, like to try and encourage them to make these football-related events. Number 17. Again, I'd love to have tournaments which benefit Italian football, Celtic, somehow even Chelsea and Leicester, and like build these tournaments together, like through a connection I have with those teams, like because I think I look Italian and I've supported them for so long, the Italian teams, and like teams from Eurasian nations, transcontinental countries, Mid East and Mediterranean, and obviously especially Italy, and also Celtic as well, and like connect them together somehow, and like so they can support each other's second teams or things like that, or when they're playing so when teams from either of those areas I've talked about or Celtic play against a team that's not from any of those areas, they would support each other. But obviously when they play against each other, they could still be rivals. I hope that makes sense. Number 18, again, I definitely hope to promote my idea, football for good, and work with FIFA and charities to look at how to tackle corruption in football, and also raise funds to tackle poverty and things like that. Number 19, I'd love, on that note, to fundraise for African software developers and STEM in Africa and that sort of thing. And number 20, I'd love to do similar projects in Asia. So hopefully this video, as ever, as I often say, wasn't too cringeworthy, and sorry if it didn't make much sense or I spoke too fast, but please let me know what you think, as ever. Hopefully I did a better job than I thought. Anyway, I'm out. Peace out.